all sorts of characters, probably from all over the world.
Yeah, everyone from over the world has done there. You would never obviously imagine to meet in real life, so it's amazing.
Oh, your cats are there. What are your cats called?
The black and white ones and Molly.
Can I stroke the VR cat?
You can pick it up.
Hey, Kissy. How do I gently put the cat down on the ground without...
You can just let go of your...
Oh, you've got the cat. There we go, I'm giving it back to you. Right, let's dive back in and see what else is available. So we've got yoga. Let's do yoga. Okay, let's do yoga. All right, we're entering the world of yoga, a world which I've never been a part of before. I suspect this is going to be very weird. So I've landed in the middle of a field where there are 3 trees and there's sort of huge purple mountains surrounding them, towering into the sky. Between the trees there are lights and there's a huge screen in front of me with an instructor on who's showing me poses that I can do. He's telling me to put my right arm up and cross my left arm over it. But I'm holding the controller, so how can I do that?
Hi.
Hello.
It's a yoga. We have our yoga session right now, so feel free to join it. Right now.
She said hello to me, which is very scary, because I seem to be the only person here doing yoga in VR. I'm the only person on the stage. This is the loneliest moment of my life. Exhale. Okay. Oh, we're going into Warrior 1 pose now. Hang on a sec. So foot goes forward, lean back the left leg. Yeah, okay. Straighten the back. Arms are going up here. I'm not really enjoying this one, to be honest. I feel very uncomfortable in this yoga area. So that was a very unusual experience. I travelled into the metaverse and went to a sort of central holding area, which was very colourful, and then I met the moderator, and from that point it seems like you're able to transfer into different areas. We went off and played a game of pool. Rosina, the professional, managed to beat me in the end. The yoga was interesting because I could see how it could have been a good experience if there had been lots of people in the class. There is something about this whole VR metaverse, though. You do feel like you're having experiences that you couldn't necessarily have elsewhere. I would never go to a yoga class, but within 20 seconds I'd managed to hook in and join a yoga class. So, let's say I wanted to be a Formula 1 driver, that's not a realistic possibility in my life, but could I, hook into a part of the metaverse where you can drive cars very fast with your headset? And would that make me feel like I'd had some kind of experience that I wouldn't necessarily have gone and sought out? So there's something there, there's something about these interactions, but it doesn't feel like real life though. It feels like a totally different and new kind of experience. So I think I probably will venture back into old space and the metaverse. So yeah, very strange experience, but it does feel like this possibly could be the future.
Future, says Chris. Listener Dan says it's a world that destroyed the real world, the beginning of the real life matrix. Ooh, I've got some more listening comments as we go along. All right, well, let's speak to technology futurist and consultant Kathy Hackle. And we've got to speak to her because she's often referred to as the godmother of the metaverse. My goodness. And she's co-author of the book Navigating the Metaverse. So, Kathy, welcome to Digital Planet. And you're kind of less interested in sitting around trying to define the metaverse. You want to get on with building it then, don't you?
100%. I do not seek to define it. I want to build it and create it with other people.
How are you taking part in building it?
Yeah, so I have my company builds in a lot of these spaces, and we actually just did the world's first opening bell at NASDAQ, both in the physical world and in a metaverse platform. We did it live on live television, and it was really exciting.
So you heard, I don't know how much of that you did hear from Chris Barrow, but what do you make of his kind of rather mixed response to it? I think in the end he said, it was kind of weird, but I liked it as well. Is that a lot of what you hear people saying about their first forays into these virtual environments?
Yeah, it does happen a lot, especially if you show up at one of these virtual spaces and there's not a lot of people there. It might seem like empty space. But I think that those are the first experiences. I think a big thing for me and a differentiator on how I envision and see the metaverse is that to me the physical world is also part of the metaverse. It just has not been enabled, right? So I personally believe the future is more Pokemon Go and less Ready Player One.
Yeah, sure. So less distinguishing one world from another. Also, now here in the studio we have Dr. Colin Harvey, who's an author and video games writer. And Colin, I know one thing that you're very concerned with is who's building the metaverse, who's involved, the diversity of people. In other words, it's not just say, for instance, a whole load of white.
Yeah, I think for me that's the real attention really, in terms of like we've got a brilliant opportunity here to build this new thing, and if everybody looks like me, which is kind of a slightly tubby kind of white middle-aged cis bloke with glasses, then we're going to have a proper this recreation as we had in the past. So, like I say, I think there's a massive opportunity here to do something really creative and original and different, but it is heavily dependent on who's actually
right. So Glenn, one of the reasons that you're here and that you've been so keen for us to do this programme is that for years you've been working on presence and our way that we relate to each other in virtual spaces. And I'm thinking about that point of if you just have, say, an all-male design group, then things like virtual groping might slip into the system in a way that might not have been the case with more diversity.
Yes, no, we definitely need to be really careful from this point on to be inclusive by design. So from the absolutely beginning of any design process linked to anything to do with the metaverse, we need to have a diverse group of people in there actually checking and making sure and adding in the things that, a non-diverse diverse group won't think of. And I think you're right to bring up the issues for women. And how that has, the virtual promotion issues that Facebook and Meta did actually deal with quite fast, putting up this kind of virtual bubbles around people that they can protect themselves, but which is pretty dire in there, yes.
Right. So just rewinding slightly, there were concerns amongst people who are using Meta's technology, or women that were using it, that male avatars were just getting too close to the
too close and whispering in ears and taking photos and handing them to you and worse actually. Some women have had some pretty terrible times. But yes, if women are involved in the design side and different cultures are involved in the design side, we should be able to avoid some of the kind of biases that are automatically there in the dominant white male world making environment.
Kathy Hackle, this is a lot about who's working in these teams and also a lot about who's actually controlling all this as well. And we hear all the time now that this idea of decentralisation. In other words, it wouldn't be just one monolithic organisation or, say, small cluster of organisations building the metaverse. Is that how it's panning out?
I believe so. I'm very hopeful, especially on the Web3 side of things, towards building in what the idea and the concept of an open and decentralized metaverse. And if you take a step back, if you look at the tech giants right now that are really investing in this, no one single company has all the different enabling technologies to create the metaverse. So that idea that one single company can own it is not realistic, right? Because they would have to own both AR and VR, but they would have to own content. They would have to own the rails. They would have to own the hardware, right? And if you start to take it a step further, you think 5G, 6G, Wi-Fi 6, data centers. Like, there's a lot of things that, while some of these companies are big players, and a lot of them, they're not playing in absolutely every one of the enabling technologies.
But they're going in for large land grabs, aren't they, at this very crucial time in the metaverse's development?
They are, but I think that there is a counter reaction, which is more of the Web3 community that wants an open, decentralized metaverse, right? So I think that there is that. I am realistic, right?
Okay, so you mean right from the start there is a drive to something more decentralized than perhaps we've ended up with the internet. Now, I also want to talk about identity and privacy and bring you back in here, Colin, for instance, and the role of, say, anonymity on platforms like this. So can I, as an avatar in a virtual space, can I or should I be going in completely anonymously where, for instance, I might be able to be abusive to other people or a bit creepy around women or whatever it might be? But people will say, but I want to go into this space anonymously or explore other identities.
Yeah, I think that is a really difficult kind of question to kind of answer, really, because I think for a lot of gamers, for instance, who are, you know, already playing in, you could argue, in versions of the metaverse, that actually anonymity is really kind of quite critical, because people can go in and kind of explore, as you say, kind of explore their identity within a kind of safe environment. And especially if you live, for instance, in a part of the world perhaps where you can't express who you are, then actually that's a really critical thing, to be able to kind of go anonymously into one of these environments. At the same time, we're aware that, you know, with that comes the problems around people doing and saying and behaving in a kind of toxic way to other kind of players or kind of users in those environments as well. So, and I don't have an answer to that, but I think that is a critical thing that needs to be kind of worked through, I think.
Good reason why that we are and others are talking about it. Glenn Boddington, what about this whole idea of ownership of data? It's become a huge issue on the, I suppose, non-metaverse internet that we're familiar with now. That presumably is going to become even more of an issue when we're so immersed into these.
Now that's a really important area to talk about, because VR does have the ability to track all our body motions and small gestures, facial expression.
这样嘞，太好笑了吧？我怎么会没有听到？真奇怪。有趣，我的 podcast 开着。为什么我没有听到声音？真的太怪了。我只有听到游戏的声音。史莱姆，哎呀，忘记要找史莱姆。史莱姆。好远，好远，没有近一点的吗？放起地。3个史莱姆。
走。
史莱姆。
我会跟上的。再会了。
他要福林，他要福林。漂浮林，漂浮，真满人。上面有一只。 这是什么？互相识别吗？
丝线交织，收，屏蔽心机。起，嘿嘿。
哇，少一个。啊，老师掉了，掉了。
双寒化生，
我现在有死掉。过去。是啥？兑换券，兑换券。兑换券吗？哦，所以我没有看到之前的实体。笑死！谈菜，谈菜。 房间12号。还可以设许愿。哦，这个有机器人，蛮可爱的。我临时有，因为我觉得这个比较可爱，因为我打无相机。望日火，潜水机。哇，这个比较动作力。蓝色的比较可爱。猫头鹰。哇，我没有想要第二个。开始。我来做这个好了。矿物、火、无相元素。哦，矿物。
是。
棉花。
安如磐石。
像是火花。哦，原来是火在哪？这个。
厚积而薄。 该行动了，该行动了！只师成景，中场收工，抓到！不必行。
是那个
形随神至，你很疼。
天动万象，
眼神如何？古华是秘语线难画，才。
奇汉，是主3个，兑换3个送1个。这个摆饰也是可以。哦，而且它是所有动作有。还好，没有想要的了。花果实水，山果水。现在是开业主会，就做到拿到那个水机的，就全部都做完了，还没有办法哭出来。啊！
接下来想去哪里？如果想游历离月名胜的话，有一些不错的参考方案。
看人家有欺负。
一波送走。该行动了。彩雨流红，呵，亮腾，姿势交织，抓到，走，
打人了。哇，尴尬。
弥坚不摧，天理长驱。
形随神至，该行动了。知识成景，羽线难画。起，咻。
22秒了。啊！直接做出来嘞！哇，直接不用做了，笑死！我差上一张，好，兑换3个跟上一张。他送好友的话，就会直接把那张送给他，会送一个，送，消耗品，感觉就是紫色的，但他好像不喜欢长角。或是紫色的猫头鹰。OK， 这么热，这是紫色的。好可爱。应该要做飞的还是跳舞的嘞？跳舞这样比较可爱。史莱姆、花果实、雷史莱姆。 但是哪里可以去救人呢？早期比较多吧。史莱姆，史莱姆，这好像有一个，这边还是这边吧。
不必心急。
我别走过。
不必心急。
到处电影院就可以。有没有花了？ 都见了，他这个没有了吗？这个是冰的。好慢。哎，忘记了，不进来，忘记切了。哇，把这里唯一只史莱姆打掉了。哦，原来范围这样广。
不必心急。
安如磐石。
大只。
野火燎原。
没有买，他才50。还有更多的史莱姆。 5号，5号是我想要的东西。5号，没错啊，看起来很呆很可爱。5号，对。接下来是一只猫头鹰。它是史莱姆扇子哎，它的手是史莱姆扇子啊，好可爱呀！好像5号最可爱的，那我就是做一次5号嘛。5号刚刚是果实吗？
走，咻！走，
啊，到了！
不必心急。
差点淹水，淹我！
固若金汤。
不要头，然后变蚊子。哇，我还沾到水，尴尬了。
固若金汤。为流通而造的船，遇到港口也会停泊，所以
真的史莱姆都被我杀光了吧？
财富沉淀的地方。
哪里还有史莱姆？这里的海边很多，不是这里，不是这里，前面，这里，哪里？想不起来。这个吗？ 很是，哎，好，换，5号要换，15号换，这个要换，17可以换去，对，我是陈歌湖白色。
这片洞。与湖中洞。
它摆在哪里呢？室内还是室外的？这是室内的。那搞笑的东西放室内正确吗？没有啊，没有，没有在信箱里。
大球球病了，2球球瞧，3球球采药，4球球熬。
没有啊，你漏掉了吗？哦，完全拿掉了。他们上面是什么？看起来是室外的呢。要放哪里的？这里。对呀，哦，好可爱哦，这边都没有摆出来。好笑。看起来好甜哦。 哎，这边不能放啊！什么？这么好的位置居然不能放？不好吧？跟动物在一起不太好。那跳舞真的那么久，我笑死。唱歌。很好笑。那没有，没有说完了吧？没有，日期。那就去画树枝了。万叶要出来了，我的风炮还没打完，我的原石还不够。
孩子们，
绝我吧！
你华是命，断！
不想选错了。
既然要玩，请多结识小伙伴了。
万象，拒收并蓄。
再会啦！
冻住你！
一是交织，
放弃。
收。彩雨流红，彩断。既然要玩，请多结识小伙伴了。
选对象选错了。
打4场。长得很漂亮，但就是风套。 觉得我好像打了很多可以给叶兰用的封套。
眼顺无情，助助兴吧，也很疼。不发之力，才就多久些小伙伴是难画。
天理长驱。
那是交织。这些孩子野火燎原，信吧。走。
对象选错了，对象选错了。
方圆不久，方圆不久。这是什么？哎，水彩的，水香杯，生命值暴击率，哇哦！光击杯，这是什么？天窗窗了，哪里换不了的感觉？美爆升级。我觉得水上杯够赞。天窗现在都没有了，哇哇哇！那要升什么？升零。真是不意外。预备，火火，通通。啊，按错了。
拒收并蓄。
这多久些小伙伴了？忠诚，时间，这些孩子们是成景，才走不了。
被冻住了。
攀如攀上。
吃饱了吗？多久些小伙伴了？走好。冻住你！咻！冻住你！ 心吧。
这个人呢？哦，不见了。
此乃天道，
掉了。
拒收并蓄。
呀，走。
啊？上午，就是意外。
固若金汤，
我是你
尝这
偷窥者，收，便是无你花生米才让这些孩子们来助助兴。
安如磐石，
起，野火燎原。既然要我，就多救些小伙伴了。嘿，咻，呀，捉到。
冻住你！
旁边有一个。慢到不行。顶是火山杯耶，有爆伤跟攻击力的火山杯耶。也是除了精通以外，什么都会出。
该行动了。
92975颗球啊，好吃惊啊！好，已经满了，是时候来进行了。好啦，没有啦，明天再打深圳螺旋重置了嘛？明天再来打，如果明天有上线的话。好啦，拜拜呀。